Hey guys, Eric from Grimy Mid Sports Cards here, coming at you with another video. I'm coming at you from my hotel room in Long Beach, California. I'm actually on 9 days of vacation right now. I've been in San Diego for the last 3.5 days, seeing some old friends and neighbors on a little bit of a buying trip for the business. And then just came up to Long Beach yesterday afternoon, and I'm in Long Beach for the Long Beach Expo card show for the next few days up until Saturday. So I just wanted to do a relatively quick video here of some of my pickups in San Diego. Way more videos to come throughout the weekend from the Long Beach Expo. As you can see right here, we've got 379 Topps baseball wax trays. Two of them are raw, but sealed in cellophane. The other one is Baseball Card Exchange BBCE wrapped. These all came from an old neighbor of mine. I lived in San Diego for 5 years when I was going back to school, and he's looking to sell off some of his collection in order to help fund his wedding. So I picked up a bunch of stuff from him. We're going to run through a bunch of stuff here. Started off with those 79 wax trays. Can't go wrong with those. Next, we're going to throw out Gerrit Cole rookie here. Bowman Platinum, 2011, I believe. No, excuse me, 2012. Bowman Platinum, Gerrit Cole rookie I also picked up. Freddie Freeman, Topps Finest rookie. Little shot of the back here. While I'm here in Long Beach, PSA is here at the show, so I'm going to be putting this stuff in to get it graded as well. 2011 Topps Finest Freddie Freeman rookie. He's an MVP. Next we have, this is 2021, I believe. See that? Little shot of the back, numbered to 199, 2021 Panini Select Football. Die cut, orange. Trevor Lawrence rookie. This one's definitely going in to get graded. Got several in a row here that are going to be one of the GOATs. Tom Brady. This is Panini Elite Aspirations, numbered 88. As you can see, this is number 88 of 88. Red refractor. Good stuff. As I always say, can't go wrong with Tom Brady. This is 2022. I know he hasn't been doing all that great so far this year, but it's Tom Brady. Next we have 2021 Panini Mosaic Tom Brady. This is the Blue Genesis refractor. Took a long time to do some research to find exactly what refractor this was. I guess it's Prism. Excuse me. It's Panini Mosaic Blue Genesis Prism. Good stuff though. Can't go wrong with Tom Brady. Next we got 2021 Panini Select Tom Brady as well. This is a die cut. Red and blue Prism. Concourse. You can see the concourse down there. You'll have to excuse me. There's going to be some bumping around with the camera. I forgot my tripod on this trip, so I have to hold the camera while I'm doing all this. Next pickup is an Adley Rutschman rookie. 241 to 299. This kid's got a lot of potential, and he's been doing really well for the Orioles. Bowman Chrome. First card. Alright, next we're going to move into some vintage that I picked up from my old neighbor. 57 Gil Hodges. This was in a GMA 4.5 slab. I cracked it out of that slab this morning. It has some surface issues. There's a few dents. There's a couple of little creases, wrinkles. Not call them creases because they don't go through to the back. Little wrinkles. But a solid vintage 57 Hodges. Next we got 58 All-Star Stan the Man. Gotta love Stan the Man. And this isn't a fantastic card. It's got some serious issues with the corners. There's a nice ding across the top, and there's some snow on his face. But all this was part of the deal we were doing. And I was trying to get all the vintage baseball I could from him, so hooked up that one. Next we have 68 Topps Mantle. Nice card. It's not going to get an 8 or anything like that. It's probably more like a 4, maybe a 5 if I'm lucky. But it's a pretty nice example of this card. Pretty well centered. Good corners. A little bit low. Nice on the back. Nice and bright. Nice and yellow. Definitely got to go to PSA. Next we have 1960. This is the Rival All-Star card. Mickey Mantle, Ken Boyer. This card has some issues as well. It's a little bit stained, shall we say. Discolored is probably a better word. It's a little bit browned. It's got a little corner issue up here on the top. Little corner issue down here. Still is a great card. It's got to go in. So I'll be submitting that one this weekend. Next we've got 59. Roberto Clemente. This card's probably only like a 2, maybe a 3. But registration is really nice. Centering is good. It's just got mashed corners. Couldn't pass it up when I had a chance to pick it up. Next we have 1969. Relatively new minted Hall of Famer Phil Niekro. My favorite knuckleballer of all time. Loved watching this guy pitch when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s. It's a pretty nice example of this card. It's off left to right, but it's still a nice card. Nice and bright salmon-y. Pink on the back. Another one that just had to come to the fold to get graded. Last one of the raw cards. Couldn't pass this one up. I know it's not worth a ton, but this 79 McCovey is smoking. It's dead on all the way around. Registration is really, really nice. It's got a little bit of discoloring here between the L and the I and Willie. But otherwise, this card is dead on. I mean, I think this card it's got to be an 8.5, maybe a 9. Dare I say, and I doubt it with PSA how unpredictable they are, but this card really has a shot at a 10. It's really, really nice. So I had to throw this one in the mix as well. Good stuff. Next, we're going to move off into the graded stuff that I picked up. These next few are going to be really nobodies, but these were higher grade common cards, and I just couldn't pass them up. They're easy to turn over for people that are putting sets together, and they're easy at selling at shows for high-end commons. So this one is a GAI 55 Bowman Bill Hunter, and it's a 6, but it's really nice. Nice color, nice and dark on the wood grain on the front. Just a solid card. Next we have a couple of 61s coming up here. 61 Andre Rogers, PSA 7. And again, these are just going to be set fillers for people that are putting, higher graded sets together. But I couldn't pass these up when I had a chance to pick them up. Next we have 61 Eddie Sadowski. This is a 6. It actually looks nicer than a 6 to me. Registration is really nice. Corners are super sharp. Well centered. Just a nice card. Had to pick it up. Next we have 69 Topps. This is George Culver. PSA 8. Can't go wrong with these commons in high grades. People always scoop them up when they're putting sets together. Nice card. Really bright salmon-y on the back. Alright, now we're going to move into the better graded stuff that I picked up. 58 All-Star Hank Aaron, PSA 4. Nice card. Great registration. Corners are mashed. It's a little bit high, but can't go wrong. In an all-time great Hall of Famer. In a mid-grade PSA. And I consider, I consider 4s these days, even 3s, even nice 3s to be, decent mid-grade cards these days. It's just hard to find good examples of these cards in lower to mid grades. Here's the next one, 59 Hank in a 3. This card is pretty much dead on. As you can see, it's got a pretty significant crease down here in the bottom left corner. But I mean to tell you, if you cover that up and look at the rest of the card, this card is a 6 all day. This card is absolutely beautiful. It's got, I have a 4.5 of this card PSA, and I'm pretty sure the registration and the overall look of this card is better than my 4.5. This is a really nice card. Had to scoop it up. Little shot of the back, and we'll keep moving on. So my friend and former neighbor that I bought all of this stuff from in San Diego, I actually traded this card. I pulled this card from a pack in 2012. In 2013, we went to the show here in Long Beach, up from San Diego, and I got this card graded thinking that it was way nicer than an 8. I was expecting a 9 and possibly a 10. And now this card is back to me. So I pulled this card from a pack 10 years ago, and now it's and it got graded an 8, and now it's back in the fold once again. I'm sure it'll get turned over, but this is a super nice example of an 8. It really still, even to this day, looks to me like it should be at least an 8.5 or a 9 and should have a shot at a 10. I'm not sure why it only got an 8, but that's all right. Next we've got 1958 All-Star Ernie Banks. And this is only a 2, but this is a really nice 2. Really well centered. The registration is really nice. It's got a little bit of issues up there by his hands on the card. Maybe it's a little bit of snow, maybe it's a little scratch, something like that. But this is a super nice card. And it is an MK designation, as you can see here on the back next to 482. Somebody wrote on the back of the card. But this is a really nice example of this card. Even though it's a super low grade, it still is a really nice card. Next we have another 58 All-Star, Frank Malzone. And this is a really nice 4. It's a little bit low, and it's a little bit left, but it's another one with great registration. Really bright. Little shot of the back, and we'll keep moving on here. Next we have 1965 Topps, the NL batting leaders, Roberto Clemente, Rico Cardi, and the great Hank Aaron. And this is only a 2, but once again, great registration on this card. Centering is pretty good for a 2. It's pretty much 50-50 top to bottom. It's a little bit off left to right, maybe 60-40 at the very, very worst. It's probably a little better than that. Just another card I had to pick up. Can't go wrong with these, Hall of Famers that are in low to mid grades. You just got to pick them up when you've got a chance. Next one's going to be another one of these 58 All-Stars. I picked up a bunch of these from my old neighbor, Stan the Man. This is a 4.5. Really nice 4.5. Great registration. Again, great registration. Super bright. The blue is so blue, and the centering's off a little bit, but it's just a great card. Happy to pick it up. Gonna keep going with those same ones. 58 All-Star Willie in a 2, and it's low, and it's a little bit left, but once again, registration. It's just smoking registration. Bright blue, really well, clear picture of his face. Just love it. Had to pick it up. Next is going to be 59 Topps Ernie Banks. You can see there's a little issue. There's a little bit of scratching, a little bit of snow. It's not snow, it's actually a little bit of scratching on the card right above his hat and underneath the A in Banks. That's why this one is a 3. Centering is pretty good. It's a little low, it's a little left, but this is, again, registration. Really nice. It's got one little fisheye there by his elbow, but other than that, it's really nice card. Had to pick it up. Couldn't pass that one up. The next one I'm going to show you here, the next 5, the last 5. We're down to the last 5, folks. I'm going to show you this one. This card is awesome. 64 Clemente in a 4. This is probably the nicest 4 you're ever going to see. It's so well centered, and it has corner issues, but once again, registration just absolutely smoking. There's a few little fish eyes or little print marks that are down above his name in the red, but other than that, it's really nice. I couldn't possibly pass this one up. I don't have a 64 Clemente in my collection, so this one might end up staying in the collection. I'm not sure. This is such a nice example. Even though it's only a 4, it's such a nice example, I may have to hang on to it. Next, 1960 Yaz rookie PSA 4. Now my buddy also had a 6 in this card, but he wasn't willing to part with that one. He's a big Red Sox fan. Actually, I should say his fiance is a big Red Sox fan, and so he collects cards for her. He's mostly a football guy, but he collects Red Sox stuff for her, so he wasn't willing to part with the 6, but he did part with the 4. And I was more than happy to pick up the 4. This is actually the first Yaz rookie I've ever had, and this one is definitely off. It's definitely right. It's definitely high, but again, registration's really nice. There's some of those little black pepper marks that are next to rookie there, but it's a nice example. Had to pick it up. Next we have 60 Topps Hammer and Hank PSA 5, old grade 5, and it's in a sleeve, and that sleeve is wrinkling up a little bit there, so, but this is a nice 5. It's off. Registration is nice and clear. There's a few fish eyes down by Aaron in outfield on the top of the card there, and there's a couple of little black pepper marks that are in the yellow, but this is a nice example of this card. Had to go after it. Next we got 59 Clemente again. This is a 5. Nice 5. It's low, it's left, but once again, registration. Absolutely smoking registration. Really bright, really clear. A little shot of the back. Really good stuff. We're down to the last card, folks. Here we go. Last card is a smoker. 1960 Topps Roberto Clemente, old grade 7, PSA old grade 7. This card is really nice. It's definitely a 7. These cards are notorious for being a little off center. This one's definitely high. It's definitely right, but the registration is disgusting. You can see the colors of his eyes, and you can see spaces in between his teeth. I mean, the registration is so on. And you saw one of my recent videos, I got back a PSA 6 of this same card that is in my safety deposit box as we speak. I think the centering is better on the 6 that I just got back. But this card, quite honestly, I might end up sending this card back in to see if I can't get a bump on it. This card really actually looks more like a 7.5 or an 8, even though the centering's off. It's super, super nice. Just a great card. Really, really sharp corners. Let me get you a straight on look of it here. Really, really nice corners. All the colors are really nice and bright. The only thing that might hold it back is right under L in Clemente there. You can see there's a little print line that goes down through Pirates, down through the bottom of the card. I think that's probably the only reason why it got held back in the beginning. I may still put it back in for a regrade anyway. We'll see. So that does it for this video, folks. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. More videos to come throughout the next 4 days while I am in Long Beach at the Long Beach Expo. Keep collecting what you love.